Yourself. My chair is too low. Alpha protocol, no. Loud. Okay, so I got this to run in 720p. Which means we get the full screen. Gushers are really sour. Oh! Oh. Whoa. Fuck's sake. Okay, that's a reload. You're the one getting flushed out, my dude. What the hell? You know, I'm not in good cover. What? hell yeah. Now we're talking. Bro, you have entirely too much armor. Wow. I can't see anything. I should have these voices. Half-Life 1 suck. I disagree. I could add these though. Shit. Alright, I'm not using all the tools that I have. The real tool was within us all along. The real tool was me. I can't. I can't what? Is he dead? Gotta wait for the smoke to clear. Gotta wait for the dust to settle. Oh yeah, look at all this stuff. Capable. I love this gun so much, holy shit. Wait, how do I throw the remote bombs? Are you quite dead? Guys, he's still not dead. Okay, now he's dead. Phew. Oh boy. Yeah, let's run. I can't run any faster. No. Oh.
There are replicas everywhere. They've taken the city.
I'm missing. Oh my god. Weird seeing the rockets come from the center instead of from the muzzle. I got mechs. Ah! Oh, I just ate that rocket. And it only kind of hurt.
I don't know where to go.
Don't ask me. Hey, that sound. That sounds from Tribes 2. It's like the sound that the generators make. The sound of farts. Okay. I can't see shit. What is that? Okay. Just have to press the attack. Let's try it. Oh no. The armor. Fuck. Ah! Wasn't the best strategy. I'm gonna save my rockets for that.
I don't know where to go.
I see you. Guys are so spongy. Did not mean to use that. Georgia Police. Department offering officers alternative to deadly force. I like how they make it square. Whoa, give me a second. Oh my god. I guess it could be worse. Could have made it accurately shaped. This sucks, man. Getting out of here. Those things are practically unkillable.
You still don't know, do you?
No major blood vessels.
Why you're here.
You will be a god among men.
Gordon Freeman got into cloning. Where am I going?
run. You cannot escape something you have been part of since before you were born.
Why run? Why walk?
You're not coming, are you? I'm going to die here alone. I don't want to die with them.
She sounds very upset.
John, what's happening? I can't reach anybody.
I was about to say I can't destroy the sponsored merchandise. Ah. I'm hitting that guy in the dick. It's out of necessity. It's the highest part of him I can see. get up there? Stairs? I feel like if I do this, it makes it go faster. Can't confirm if that's true or not. Where am I going? Huh? Oh, didn't see this ladder. Wow, it was hiding. Why is it so loud? I remember hearing the developers say that they tricked people into thinking that the AI was more sophisticated than it really is. It said that like people would hear the enemies talking to each other, and they would assume that like them cooperating was part of the AI, but it really isn't. It doesn't. The chatter and what they actually do is disconnected. Well, it's not entirely disconnected. They don't there's nothing in the AI that makes them work as a team. They all act independently. The chatter is just for flavor. I just think it's neat when game developers do little tricks like that. random loud ass noises. Oh, it was the body. Oh, okay. Okay, so that opened a metal door somewhere. Back this way. That was stupid.
There are replicas everywhere.
Bro. Okay. That wasn't my latest save. I don't remember if I saved after I did this.
Squad, close in!
I didn't. Ow. 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 Friend sighted. The shadows still look pretty good. Yeah, I agree.
Squad, close in!
Like the shadows on people are a little polygonal,
Target sighted!
but they're pretty sharp.
Squad, take cover! Squad, check in! Need backup now!
Someone was playing BF4 and you thought it was BF6 at first. Yeah. I think as fidelity gets higher and higher, you're gonna eventually get diminishing returns. I mean, I think we already have diminishing returns. It's like you can give something a lot more polygons, but people won't even notice. Oh, somebody actually did a video on this. I wonder if I can find it. It's kind of an old video. Oh, here it is. diminishing graphical returns. This video has 1.2 thousand views, and it came out 2 years ago. I didn't know this was such a niche video. Busy streaming, so I can't watch that boring video. Implying I'm not boring.
To the shock and surprise of no one, I don't tend to keep up with modern gaming trends these days,
Yeah, we'll listen
on
to
account
it.
of there being too many good old games to play and too many great ways to play them. One that I did spot recently via Twitter was people complaining about games getting remasters that didn't need them. It was one of the Horizon games they were talking about, and I can understand the source of their frustration. I'd feel frustrated if I spent my life complaining about games on Twitter too. It also ties in nicely with what I'm going to talk about today.
Oh, this is what I
Something
was
else
talking
that
about.
isn't shocking is the number of
I meant
people
something
who
else.
fail to understand what diminishing returns are. In economics, diminishing returns is the part where growth slows and then starts to decline. I guess you could say we live in an entire era of diminishing returns. Yay! In graphical terms, there's only so much difference that the negative improvements will bring, with each one being less noticeable either due to player adaptation to it or simply not being that different. The infamous image demonstrating this has been floating around the internet for over a decade now, showing this dapper gentleman rapidly improving with each increase in his triangle mesh, until the jump from 6,000 to 60,000 triangles, at which point the difference is negligible. Shortly afterwards, someone else on the internet took issue with this, as always, and eventually a rebuttal picture was posted, completely missing the point of the first image. The simple and stark illustration was replaced.
Wait, what's the rebuttal image? What is this? Other models, either side to side, are extracted from the original by either subdividing, decimating, polygon. Why is this in the way? The fuck is that? Oh, okay. Subdividing or decimating polygon. If we were to use the same method but to use a 200 poly model as the original instead of the 2K, we'd get even worse results, no matter how high we'd bump up the poly count. Oh, I see. Yeah, this does kind of miss the point, though. Because the point is that they're like, oh, well, if you take the original one and you keep smoothing it out, it's just going to look like a smooth mess. But that wasn't the point being made. The point is that you're adding detail, and you notice it less. I fixated on this pedantic point here that wasn't even being made.
With reams of text and a load of arrows. Graphical processing just isn't that easy to understand. You must consider this and that and the other. Nah, it's very easy. It's just like sound. Once you reach a certain fidelity, the differences will be less and less, or require more and more horsepower to demonstrate. Modern day graphics developers are aware of this, and it's why a lot of the more recent remasters are essentially the same games but with bundled DLC and new effects plastered on top. Bump mapping, parallax mapping, and more fluid animations now receive more attention than how high the polygon count is. And as any budding modder who has heard of effects injection will tell you, the lighting makes the biggest difference of all. The form of lighting that has received the most press attention lately has been NVIDIA's RTX, a type of ray tracing. Ray tracing creates an image by casting its rays through pixels of an image plane, simulating the effects of its encounters with visual objects. The result of this is more natural lighting and realistic shadows akin to the modern world, rather than the static or gamified effects of before. Recently, they went and demonstrated this, combined with AI upscaling and recalculating of maps and meshes
AI
on a
upscaling.
game from 2002, Morrowind. Yeah, that's a huge
Hold up.
difference, but it's comparing
Oh yeah, I remember this.
2002, Morrowind. Yeah, that's a huge difference, but it's comparing 20 years of improvements to the base game, which was limited by the technology of the time and not necessarily the vision of the art team. Go search for any upscale of Morrowind or OpenMW or Community Replacement Pack and you'll see what it's capable of. It's also worth mentioning that just because you can doesn't mean you should. Quake 2 got an RTX update and yeah, they completely destroyed the atmosphere of the original. Did you watch Ross Scott's latest video
like
about
it's
truck
higher
style?
fidelity.
It looks like a pretty neat hoverboard game
not
from the mid to late 2000s.
necessarily better.
It's not. It's a PC port of a Dreamcast launch title from the 90s, complete with uncapped frame rate, distance, and graphical fixes in a widescreen hack. With those graphical improvements and technical additions from the community, the game looks almost 10 years younger than it is, and anyone could pick it up and play it. And that's without AI involved in upscaling anything. Those are the original assets. What about this one? Is this the latest Formula 1 game from EA? Nope. That's Jeff Crammond's Formula 1 Grand Prix 4 from 2002. Here it is side by side with F119 without as many effects, and the difference is the community modifications and injected effects combined with the uncapped frames means that it can compete with games 20 years newer than it, and still be better, because it's a better simulation of the motorsport. If you're feeling really adventurous, check out the TIE Fighter Total Conversion and the Free Space Source Code project to discover why two engines from the late 90s are still the definitive space combat simulators of choice. And that's the big problem with modern games face. They'll look a bit better in some aspects to their predecessors, but once those technical barriers are removed, the older games look almost as good and play a far better game, because their priorities were making the player have fun, because they valued the player's money and time. There's a baseline of visual acceptability that varies from player to player, and games companies have discovered that not only are there diminishing returns graphically, but also diminishing returns with the crop of gamers who need the shiniest new thing. The number of people who can run a full VR gaming setup is a small slice of the populace.
I can.
Several million at the time of this video's publication.
I just choose not
That's
to
supposed
most
to
of the time.
increase exponentially as the prices come down in the ensuing years.
It's
But
too much
for
work
now, of the
setting that up.
120 million people using Valve's Steam
Let's see it.
platform,
You've seen
only
it.
2.3% of that number were using virtual reality. These are the trend embracers, the whales, the people who can afford to purchase
Next
the
game, VR
latest
game.
technology and try it out. And because the technology is always more
If I were
expensive,
to play a VR game,
those
I'd want to
few
just
can
redo
catapult
Alex.
something like Valve's Index to the top of the sales chart, because 2% purchasing a £1,000 item is more profitable than 98% buying indie shovelware. The point is
Alex
that
was the one
we've
that was
been
really
playing games
worthwhile.
roughly the same way for decades.
That game
now,
sucks.
and the
How dare
time
you.
when you could rely on graphical improvements to mask boring gameplay is coming to an end. The rise of the terribly named boomer shooter genre, the embracing of
Terribly named.
pixelization with console
Boomer shooter is funny.
retroism, the definitive hyper super mega deluxe remasterings and endless community modifications for games, and titles like Animal Crossing and
Sometimes
Terraria being
it's
some of
cool.
the best selling in recent history all point to the same
Sometimes
thing.
it really makes you
That
feel like you're there.
baseline I talked about with regards to what players will
I think that's
tolerate
worthwhile.
is actually quite low. So long as the gameplay is accessible and the technological requirements are adhered to, the graphics actually don't matter that much. id Software went from Hovertank 3D to Quake in 5
Only
years.
nerds get that
3
feeling.
years
Okay.
after that, id Tech 3 was released alongside Quake 3, competing against the Unreal Engine. Those two engines were the base, the very foundation for a huge chunk of the modern games you play today, including Source and the Infinity Engine, which powers most Valve and Call of Duty games respectively. All the graphical groundwork has been done, And for decades, we've had people essentially making it a little bit prettier with post-processing, but
Looking for a
precious
VR that can
little
make you goon.
else.
I'm
And
pretty
it's
sure that
not
already
just
exists.
3D games either, as I've harped on about in the past. If you were to take DOS games and plant them into a more modern engine with better frame rates and graphical effects,
Who would do that?
remastered or upscaled assets and better
Nobody would ever do
controls,
that.
while keeping the actual game the same, they would be universally lauded. I know this because it has happened and continues to happen. Look at Open Transport Tycoon Deluxe or Open XCOM or the ERC 1 Masters HD. The
Hey,
era of the prettiest
ERC 1
game being
Masters.
the one to play has stalled in
Star
the wake
Control
of
2.
diminishing graphical returns and slow VR adoption. A schism will begin to form between those who go into virtual reality and forsake the simple 2 dimensions of the past, and those whose genres or proclivities just don't suit it. I think you can guess which side of the fence I fall on. Back to playing DOS games. And if you like me talking about old games, boy have I got a channel for you. There's no diminishing returns here. Hundreds of videos about the
Modded
topic.
by an
Feel
incredible
free to take a
tiny
look.
portion
And
of
if you
it.
like what you see, you can always subscribe.
I know.
Until next time.
Yeah, but what? How many old games really have like a large market share?
Jenny, it's John. Stay where you are. I'm coming to you.
Like Daggerfall Unity, for example. Compared to like any industry game, that has a tiny market share. Skyrim is extremely old. Yeah, but I'm talking like older. Yeah, I don't even know what counts as old and not old at this point. Fucking 2015 still feels new. God damn it.
Assault is reversed.
I think the problem with the Open XCOM games is that they're from days when just the entire market, the entire PC gaming market was a lot smaller. And most of the people that are going to play that are just people who are nostalgic for it. God damn it.
Oh shit! Got a visual!
So it's been the case that graphics is important, yet plenty of old games don't have graphics at all. They're still popular. I think you can just chalk that up to different tastes. Or just, you know, the same people with a variety of tastes, because, you know, I like graphical fidelity, but I also enjoy games that have low graphical fidelity. Because it just depends on what you want to get out of something. That guy's accent was fake, he was from Tennessee.
Soon you will have a choice to make. You are near the time when you will have to stop running.
Hi. Hello. Oh. That's my former partner.
Cover the door. Take cover. Which way? Where should I go? We got smoke. Man down.
Oh. So I want to do a vote.
Vote initiated.
Wait, did that vote show up on the overlay? I wasn't looking. No. Are you messing with me? Maybe. You guys. Can I add a good option? No, I cannot add a good option, sorry.
Grenade, get down.
Laser. Oh, hell yeah, I love this gun.
What's your status?
Actually, the laser's too slow. I don't really want it.
We need reinforcements.
Bro. I have the theme for the living daylight stuck in my head. The living daylights. Is this the same chasm that I jumped over? Oh, this is back here. Do I want to be there? Eternal Ring. From Soft Games. I take it you guys like From Soft Games. Maternal ring. Matrimonial ring. I reached the Auburn Memorial Hospital when Jin Sun Quan is dead. No contact has been made with SWAT-D units for quite some time. Status of the extraction point is unknown. Roll credits. Investigate the hospital with caution and locate the life flight elevator that has access to the hospital roof. Locate the life flight elevator. Take it to the extraction point. Okay. Adventures of Cookie and Cream. That sounds vaguely familiar. Oh, why does the text look all weird? That's probably because the resolution is non-standard. Porn game. Infusion pump. Touch crunch? Now with touch berries? There must be some like inside joke at the office.
Vote fails.
Every time, you guys. Guys, the mirror works. It works. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. Especially in politics. Both candidates got the same number of votes. We will now flip the ceremonial coin. You forgot to vote. Okay, well you were going to vote for Daggerfall. both candidates. I mean, it is a two-party system. Oh, look at all these physics.
Ha!
It even shakes. Technology, dude. 2005, by the way.
Controls report.
Mr. Orange. Mr. Orange, Mr. Pink, Mr. White, Mr. Brown. Why do I have to be Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown sounds like Mr. Shit. You guys like Reservoir Dogs? It's like one of my favorite movies. It's a movie, so no. Oh yeah, you hate movies on principle, for some reason.
Squad, spread out.
Who said that? I think I got the twofer there. Yep. Wow! I think that this is one of my favorite video game guns of all time. Ah! One of those skeletons is already there. are they peeking in midair? I didn't notice. Ah! Bro, they keep sneaking up on me. How do I get in there? Damn, managed to kick me before I killed him. Reflex booster XP. Time is on your side with the green. Take time out to smell nature. Oh no, I don't like that. That's freaky. Am I supposed to make this jump? Uh-oh. There we go. if there's anything up at the top of the shaft. Aha! See, I would have missed all these upgrades. The minigun, I think I'll probably just leave that. Not impressed with the minigun. Miniguns from our high caliber gamers that don't use slow mo. Oh. Okay. Chat jump scare. Hey, Seth. And I'm back here again. Oh wait, no, this is new. Stapler? It's somebody's ass. Just keeps printing it. Somebody's ass. Hey, how dare you? Excuse me. Okay, so you're gonna get some bonus daggerfall. Now we see what I really wanted to do. Yeah. Now, if you guys voted for more fear, I would have done more fear. Or I would have wanted to.
Dagger what? Is that where all the Mer haters live?
Yes. Oh, excuse me. Sleepy. It's taken a minute to start.
Tehi, 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 Tehi,
I think the game slows way down when I'm streaming. So I know that this music is completely unfitting. It's just for testing purposes. It's perfect. So when I go in here, it should fade out. And the tavern music fades in. This is part of my other mod. I replaced the innkeeper with a camel. As someone who has done the music before, no comments, 7 out of 5. This is way quieter. Alright. So I want to try to break it. So I think what would break it potentially is like changing locations as it's fading out or fading in. Okay, it's fading out, and I go back. Now it's fading in. Okay, fading out, fading in. Fading out, fading in. Alright, let's see. I went to full volume, but I think that's just because it was loading. Looking for a shop. Would it go well with the gun mod? Yeah, I think it would. Alright, now listen to the combat music.
Oh!
They made the combat playlist just crash right into the combat music. It doesn't fade into it.
Oh!
God, my frame rate is terrible.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
It's probably because I'm using the Unity player
Oh! Oh!
and streaming at the same time.
Oh! 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 Oh!
Should probably test the dying state. Okay, it fades out. No music. Good. Shouldn't be music here. And main menu music. You got Morrowind working on Portmaster. Oh, nice. So you can play it on mobile. And here's the character generation music. See, it's the Oblivion dungeon music. That's what you hear when
And
you're
to think we'd have one
making a
stream
character in
where
Oblivion.
you didn't get your ass kicked by the police.
No, never. Open Morrowind already support. Oh, you mean mobile? I don't know. That I do not know. So it's playing the castle playlist. So when I go to the dungeon portion, it should fade. Oh, okay, well, it crashed into the combat music. playing the usual dungeon music. So aside from the fading in and fading out, the other thing that this mod does is make it so you can have custom playlists, and you get to define exactly when the playlists are loaded. Like I made a tiny little scripting language for that. Well, that's generous to even call it a scripting language. It's just a way to describe what state the game should be in. So before, I made it so combat was its own state in the state machine, but I made it so that combat is just one condition that you can have in your custom playlist. So that means it can be more versatile with combat music. You can have like different combat music based on like how high level the enemies you're fighting is. Well, are, I should say, how high level they are. You can have it based on how many there are. I like the battle music, yeah. I'm trying to get away. So you stay in combat as long as you're close enough to the enemy and the enemy has line of sight on you. Alright, so I seem to have discovered a bug. Enemy definitely does not have line of sight on me. Let's see if I can debug this. Is it the ants? Yeah, there are hostile ants nearby. Alright, is in combat. When does it get set to false? When combat taper is equal to 0. So what's combat taper? It's 0. Okay, so it got to less than 0. Somehow. That doesn't sound good. No, it's just the audio buffer getting stuck because I have it at a breakpoint. Okay. I think I can fix that if I just say less than or equal to 0 instead of equal 0. It is odd that the taper is going below 0. I don't know how that happens. See, the combat tapers off. Like, you know, even if the enemies don't see you, it waits a couple of cycles until it makes the combat music go away. OpenMW for Switch. Latest version 28, October 19th. It's a little old. Yeah, you'll probably have to jailbreak your Switch and then After that, you can't play normal games on it, unfortunately. Or maybe you can. I don't know. I've never done it myself. Okay. Here, let me show you how you can script the music. I wonder if I can make this any bigger. No. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see this. So this is a combat playlist here, where the conditions defined for combat music to play. So it's the only condition is, if you're in combat. And I added this syntax here. So it has a crash in flag, and that tells the mod to just go straight to the combat music. Like, you don't fade out and fade into it, just go straight to it. And resume previous means that when it changes back, then it resumes at the point that the previous song was at. Desert Fighters Guild Night. Yeah, I think I was just doing this for testing. Climate 0, that's desert. Night, if it's at nighttime. Interior. Building type 11. It should just assume that you're in an interior if the building type is 11. Well, sometimes the building type is set to something even if you're not in the interior, but I should make it so that it checks for interior. It should just assume that you're in an interior if you have building type specified. Faction ID, that's the faction ID of the location. 41, that's Fighters Guild. Combat City Night. Location type 0, 1, and 2, those are the 3 different city sizes. Desert Wilderness Day. These are the desert climates. I have this here as a workaround because sometimes it would play things in the start menu that don't belong there. Let's see if I still need that. So if you're in the wilderness, then you're you're not in any of the city types. You're not in an interior, you're not in a dungeon. Alright, let's test this. See if we still need this workaround. I think that I fixed this. This is an NVIDIA Shield. These look like some custom things. It would be cool to have portable Morrowind. I would do that if I did need traveling. find someone with a Samsung fridge to put Morrowind on it. See, what you can do is you can have the display cast from another device, and then you can pretend that it's running on the fridge. Alright, what playlist is this? Wait, don't tell me. Sunny Summer Game. Alright, now it's nighttime. Oh. Wait, I thought I had town combat night. Or combat city night. Let me check. Documents. Parts. Deploying energy, deploying energy. Assets. Streaming assets. Sound. Dynamic music. This is combat general. So I have a playlist called Combat City Night. Okay, it prioritizes this one. Prioritizes this one because it's first in the list. So if I put the more specific one first, next thing you want to try is put a Raspberry Pi into your PSP and have it play PS2/3 games. So you just like replace the guts in your PSP. Add to them. Okay, there we go. Combat City Night. I didn't tell it to crash in though. So it faded out and faded into it. remember back in the day some mad lad had Linux running on his PSP. I feel somewhat bad. Oh. Trying to find the travel map. That's it. Shouldn't be Z. Or X for that matter. Damn, there's just no good key for travel map. Tab? This tab is fine. Should be a proper Linux DVD for the PS2 to boot from. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Copy party. I wanted to use my old phone as a desktop computer, but it's apparently really hard to jailbreak it. Which is annoying. It's an old phone, so who cares if it breaks? It's an old phone with a lot of computing power. Oh, I see what you mean. Who cares if it breaks when you try to jailbreak it? Reflash it. Look at these walls. Outlander. Get out of my house, Outlander. Somebody else made a fork of this mod. They were adding some things. I want to see what they were adding. Hentai music. There are a few feature requests. I want to see what they are. added has musicians parameter if you only want tavern music when music. Musician billboards are present in the building. Oh, neat. Find musicians. How does he do that? Look, here's this find musicians function. Just looking for billboards with certain textures. I feel like this might slow things down a bit, because this object exists function. Let's see what it, where's that defined? Game object.find. I think this might be a little expensive. So we do that every frame. Well, maybe not. Maybe not, because it only searches one level. It doesn't search recursively. Alright, what else did they add? Added a change volume setting. What does that do? Oh, it sets a temporary volume for your playlist. Play Prostitutes Guild music. What? Okay, well that's just Daggerfall. Daggerfall had an unused Prostitutes Guild. Yeah, there's some leftover text from it too. I mean, the actual faction is still in the game. Like you'll talk to some NPCs that are in that faction, they just don't have any special text. So when does it play the Prostitutes Guild music? Doesn't say. It's just a dummy condition. He stole my mod and then made it better with prostitute music. It's gonna cut into my profits. Okay, I guess he hasn't implemented it yet. This player is slow traveling. Must be from that mod. Tedious travel. Message receiver. Oh, what's this? I think this is what they do for like interop between mods. Toggle. Toggle is kind of vague. Alright, what else do we have? Oop. Skip empty tokens. I thought that's what I already do. Huh, guess not. Night exploration music. What's that? It's another thing that's not implemented. Okay. Black rest menu. What does that mean? Rest window. Oh, so music that plays with like when you're in the rest window. Oh. If you do a lot of resting, I guess it'd be worthwhile. Is player submerged? And we could have like a swimming playlist like they have in Arena. And they play the swimming music. Alright, let me write these down. Playlist ideas. Swimming. And swimming is all I can really think of that I want. Possibly submerged. Time in hours. And location. Okay, so it's like location type. Wait a minute, that's exactly the same as location type. Alright, sorry, I'm probably boring everyone to tears. What guilds am I in? Catholic. Alright, I usually use equals for this. Just instinctively pressed it. Now I remember. Oh, it's a nice small town, that's good. I think something we could do for an entirely different mod would be to make it so when you're traveling it plays the arena travel graphic instead of just a black screen. did he say? Oh shit. How much time do I have for this? Okay, 13 days. Uh-oh. Flat replacer is freaking out. Sorry. Why is flat replacer freaking out? Okay, maybe it didn't find the dungeon. It's still freaking out, not good. Alright. I see what's going on. Play your GPS. I don't know if I'm indoors. That was a slow mix. Okay. Okay, I need to do a null check. If the scene is null, then replacements requested equals false and return. That was odd that I couldn't find the dungeon. Alright, well, so I'm getting errors in a completely different mod. Just go to a random dungeon. God, I can't see anything. I don't have a light spell. Do I have a torch? I have a lantern. Damn it. Oh. What? Another breakpoint. Okay. Ambient effects. Song player. Daggerfall dungeon. There we go. Okay, found it. Okay, found the dungeon block. Found the flats. Damn, it's running the replace function for every flat there. Every block. Okay. So if I go out, it should be fine this time. And it is, good. Stylish. Yeah. The colors fit well. fun nudity. Filthy game. Hentai. I think I personally modeled them. Yeah, let's load the gun mod for funsies. No reference exception. Oh, it's flat replacer again. Okay. Okay. My reference was exceptionally no. Okay, see what's causing it. Let's put this in my notes. Good night, Seth. Loading a game in a dungeon causes no ref exception. This is because it looks at the last door the player went through instead of looking at the player's location type. Boy. Okay, I gotta check my mods and see when the latest flat replacer was uploaded. The 1st of August. I'm gonna need to push out a hotfix because, oh god. Oh no. Oh no. This is really bad. People's logs are getting full of errors.
Stupid!
Oh no. This is no bueno. I did break shit. Oh man. I think I should probably just end stream and go fix this right now because this is bad. Fix it on stream. Why not? If you guys really want to watch that. So you can look at it and criticize. Okay, so we can't use last door. I need to look at the location type without looking at the last door. Because if you load a game, then last door won't work. Oh, we need music. Too much dead air. Not mean to run it. Damn, now it's a zombie. So if you click stop debugging while it's trying to start debugging, then it just gets stuck. Okay. Location types that appear on the auto map. Okay, well, how do I know if I'm inside a dungeon? Is player inside? Is player inside dungeon? That's a singletons in this code base. Is player inside building? Alright, we're getting rid of last door. Last door is bad and it has caused all the problems. Shit, that's not good. It needs the door. Maybe it's always a... It always starts with Daggerfall Interior. Just make this dead code for now. Open. Open. Okay, we don't need sound. Unity is telling me if this system's running out of memory. Oh shit. So let's see. Starts with Daggerphone Dungeon. Yeah, here it is. Dungeon parent. It's probably like an interior parent. Yeah, there is. Alright. Can hear the music. Might be a little quiet. It's telling me the system's out of memory. What? What is eating up all my memory? Just Unity. Daggerfall Unity leaks memory like a bitch. Okay, Daggerfall Interior. Just say it starts with Daggerfall Interior. Farm dot name. It starts with Daggerfall Interior. See it used anywhere else? It is, okay. Okay. And yeah, I want to break there too. God, people don't want to watch this. Down to 3 viewers. Okay, and people flats, there it is, right there. So it just goes interior, Daggerfall Interior, people flats. Alright, that ought to fix it. Still complaining about running out of memory. What if my computer's gonna crash? keep leaking memory. Okay, no errors. Good. I'll go into the castle and see if I can see any replacements. Okay, the replacements are working. I should probably just restart the Unity player because it's just really taking a dump all over the place. Keeps complaining about me running out of memory. Firefox might be leaking memory. I'm going to close that. Okay. I really like doing this, by the way. Just getting into the code. Hardest part of coding for me is like motivating myself to start doing something, but once I like start doing it, and I get the momentum going, then I just want to keep doing it. My biggest weakness is that I don't test thoroughly enough. I don't consider every edge case. It's not good. Alright, so the castle. There's the camel. Now we will save here.
God, Jesus!
The AI in this game got bogged down and wouldn't prioritize correctly. Wait, the game you're playing or this game? This game has like barely any AI. Doesn't even have proper pathfinding. Okay, no errors. Camel's here. Next test is to go to a tavern. Should see a tavern camel. quest. There he is. The innkeeper. He doesn't get thirsty very often. Alright, so now save. Inside building. Load. Outdoors. Load indoors. And there are no problems. Okay. Good. So I'll run the build process. Version 0.2.13. Save, precompiled, build. I'll wait for it to build. All right. I might as well show this so you have something to look at. Mod builds, standalone Windows. Eight, 13, 2025. Wait. Flat replacer. DF mod 8.13.2025. Yep, there it is. All right. There it is. I think that this is how you do this. Put put a comma between the files. Shoot. I gotta look it up. I went up a viewer. Looks like I went down a viewer. It says 3 viewers for me. destination path. Okay. What did I close? Oh. Close something I didn't mean to. Oh, now it says 4 for me. Alright, so path and destination path. I don't know how to check the contents of a compressed archive. I'm trying to navigate most of my workflow to PowerShell. It takes some doing. PowerShell, check contents of archive. You need reflection? Alright, I'm opening up Explorer. Alright, just checked it with Explorer instead. Okay. I should probably test it. I tested in my non-editor build. Copy. Streaming assets. Games. Direct Unity 1.1.1. Direct Unity data. Streaming assets. It already exists. Well, yeah, I want you to copy over that. PowerShell force copy directory. Force, okay. Launch. Why does it do this? Okay, it's just slow. Bro, why does it say that? It's version 13. Did it actually copy? didn't. Wow. Nice. Alright. These camels are sus. Yeah, I've been replacing people with camels. And snatching people in the middle of the night, putting camels in their place. Select string. What? Okay, that's normal. Alright, so no problems. I'll upload this to the Nexus now. Load a new version. Version is 0.2.13. This is the latest. Flat replacer. What happened? Oh, I guess it just didn't go through yet. Just takes a minute. Hot fix for no reference exceptions when loading a save inside a dungeon, inside a dungeon when player was last in a building, and vice versa. Okay. Hopefully people download this quickly. Because boy oh boy, there are gonna be some really messed up log files. Still doesn't show the latest version. Come on. Guess it just takes a little while. Okay, well, I fixed my mod. And it's really late. I need to go to bed. I hope somebody got some entertainment out of that. Because that was very dry. It's just me coding. Troubleshooting. Alright, well. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope that you will
rest well this night.
Coordinators in disguise, the Campbells. Oh, I just now saw that. Wow. Wait, why are my screams not working? Hang on. I owe you those screams. Alright, there you go. I think the socket disconnects and I don't have a mechanism to reconnect it. I think that's why that happens. Alright, well anyway. Good night. I will probably be back tomorrow. Hopefully I won't do any coding. I'll just do something interesting and fun. Alright, good night.